Raindrops fall on city pavement, washing secrets in the dark. Daily drip, the crowd's amazement. Knowledge streaming comes to spark. Thunder in the nighttime sky.
Get them ready. What up? What up?
Are we muted now?
No, you're not muted now.
Let's see. We got Dame on the track. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Welcome to our wonderful show. This is our daily drip where we pour value into you, one drip at a time. I'm Jem Jones, bringing years of experience in the tech and entertainment industries, adding that female flavor to a male-dominated space. Dame's got the drip from years in risk and videography. He-Man's, with his 20 years in the service industry, not only keeps it real, but he also produces this show. But let's kick things off the way we always do. What's in your cup? Literally and figuratively. What are you sipping on? What's on your mind? So, Dame, what's in your cup today?
A tall glass of high-powered H2O, because I gotta do a fast before my appointment tomorrow.
To be in your business, but appointment.
They doing some labs on me. Want to make sure that the extraordinary is still extraordinary.
You married, y'all. I just got me some nice ice cold water. And to the audience, what's in y'all's cup? Make sure y'all drop a comment. Let us know what's in your cup tonight.
What you sipping on? What you tripping on? Let us know.
Yes, I'm talking to you. You sitting there watching this. Hit the comments. Tell us what you're sipping on while watching the show. And also, what you dripping on? What do you want our take on? Let us know. We're definitely open to feedback and would love to know what y'all want to hear about, what y'all think. Leave us a comment. So, want to hear from y'all, the ODD squad, our daily drip squad. Want to join the squad? Well, it's easy. Just hit that subscribe button. Just click, bam, 2 seconds. Also, remember, this is not just a comment section, it's a community. We really do value y'all.
Went out to the I Squad.
Yeah, I Squad. Hey, check us out. We are officially a part of the I Squad. When you drop a comment and hit that subscribe button, now you're part of the I Squad. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get into this because Dame already told us what's in his cup. I got so excited to see. I haven't seen you in forever, man.
It's been a minute. Shouldn't have left you.
I know. He-Mans, what you sipping on? What you dripping on? What you got?
I'm sipping on some bad audio, so I'm trying to figure out which one of y'all got something playing, because I hear it in the background. And it's some audio.
How about now?
I still hear it playing through the speakers.
Baby, check where you at, because it might be something playing through your speakers. It's quiet and empty in here. I don't hear nothing coming from him.
You actually reduced the background on mine. I hear echo when I talk.
Do you have it playing out in some speakers?
Talking to me?
Yes.
I got this headset on.
Is the headset loud?
I don't think so.
I check mine too, just in case.
I'll turn
Well,
it.
you might have to take the head off.
The sound, honey. On my speaker.
You mean you want to tell
How about now?
No. The headphones.
Let me go to manual.
No, that's better right there.
That's better?
Let me go back to your mic set and see what I can do.
Yo, say something. Now I don't hear echo anymore.
I'm turning your mic down.
Is that better?
Yeah, go ahead. Say something again.
Yes, sir. You had me too loud, baby.
You had yourself to. That's way better. We good now.
Are you happy now, He-Mans? Are you happy?
He-Man's out.
Happy He-Man in your life. So let's dive into our first topic. Let's talk about Stephen A. Smith. Let's talk about him. Diddley. Can y'all hear it?
I can't.
Can't hear.
Oh,
No, can't hear nothing.
I hear the sound of a pushed back hairline.
That's funny.
Let's be professionals here.
We just need to hear the audio, sir.
Good stuff.
Let's see if you put it up again.
Stephen A. Smith
There you go.
discussions by expressing regret over supporting Kamala Harris instead of Donald Trump during the last election. He admitted that his choice was influenced by societal pressure and shared frustration with such influences.
There's a lot of people that won't admit this. I'm going to admit it. I was a bit misinformed. That pressure emanating from my community, I'm tired of it. I think that's one of the reasons you see me sounding. Patrick Bet-David alluded to that as well, talking about me. And they're right. They're right. Because with Obama in 2008, I knew I had the pleasure of knowing Senator McCain.
Mm-hmm.
I had my show on ESPN.
Yeah.
I interviewed him for an hour, and he had kept in touch throughout the years. And there was only one reason I didn't vote for him, because there was no way that a black man was going to be the Democratic nominee for the first time in American history. That was not happening. Now, in 2012, I could feel differently. But 2008, because I had this conversation with many conservatives, I said, I got my friend that's a Republican to vote for Barack Obama. I'm like, they've had 43 presidents that had the opportunity to mess up. Can we get one?
Yeah.
Let's see what he does.
Yeah.
John McCain was such a decent, good man in my eyes, and my personal communication with him. There isn't another liberal alive that could have ran against him that I would have voted for ahead of John McCain. It had to be somebody as special in my eyes as Barack Obama. Kamala Harris was somewhat similar from the standpoint she was a black woman. I thought that the Democrats would probably lose the House or the Senate, if not both. And my desire to have order, to dissipate chaos, the chaos that I assumed would be forthcoming in a Trump administration, along with the fact that here was this black woman that finally had an opportunity to be in that position. I thought that she was somebody that could be swayed. So if you had the Republicans in the House and the Senate, no matter how extreme left she may have appeared to be, I thought she was somebody that could be swayed, that she wasn't somebody that was going to have the power that we anticipate Trump will have. Trump just sat up there and turned two Republicans around the vote for Mike Johnson. We see that.
As of this morning, we're renaming the Gulf of Mexico.
How about
Gulf of America.
All right. So how it works when you reacted to information, you have to pause, stop, because otherwise it turns into you replay.
Well, I was going to stop you.
You need to talk. When you talk, then I will pause the video. That's how that works.
Okay, then.
All right.
Set me straight, I guess. So Stephen A. stirred things up. Question if Kamala Harris should basically stay on the ticket for 2024. As we continue down, and that's basically what he's going to end up getting into. What's the risk of feeling pressure as a Black American during elections, no matter who you vote for? I know I'm asking as a Black American, but also keep in mind as we watch this, just an American in general, because even if you aren't a Black American, we do have cultural standards and, you know, being in America in general. So just keep it from that lens. I feel him so far, what he's saying.
I feel like it's been long overdue, this perspective he's finally given us. He's been the super Democrat for as long as humanly possible. He stated that in his video, and the fact that he has been misinformed. But one thing I would say, he never projected himself as necessarily a Democrat. I think he's been more so just kind of in the middle, but he just so happened to vote Democrat. I like that he can actually admit that he was misinformed on comedy. That seemed to be always the hardest thing with a lot of people that actually speak on her. You know, either they super duper love her and she's the greatest thing since applesauce, or they're going to cite her faults. He just flat out said that he was misinformed. So, I mean, I could rock with that. Stephen A. is on his way home. That's just the best way I'm going to put it there. I'm going to leave it at that.
So boom, here we go. I have a friend. I'll bring in a female perspective. I have a friend who's also female. She is a white woman, and her husband is a Trump supporter. When they got married, she was a Hillary supporter, and her husband was a Trump supporter. I was like, girl, I don't know how this is going to work for you. She was like, it'll be fine. They don't talk about politics, apparently, as I get into this. I asked her, I said, hey, so how did it go this time around? Because I know when it was Hillary and Trump, y'all were beefing. So what's going on with that? She said, well, I really didn't pay attention to the election. I did vote for Kamala. I said, okay, so you were aligned with, and I named off a couple of these policies. She was like, I didn't realize those were her policies. I was like, well, yeah, girl, people should vote in the best interest of their family. I just was wondering because just because you voted for Hillary didn't mean you were going to vote for Kamala. It doesn't matter if you're black, a woman, man, or whatever. She told me I was misinformed. This is like a full on theme about Kamala, which is kind of horrible because that's kind of what's going on with her as her legacy goes through, in my opinion, so far. She literally told me if I could go back and change my vote, I would, because I'm not aligned with the far left policies that she has. I was very surprised because I figured she's with it. And come to find out, she actually aligned with her husband.
Right. I mean, you can understand why they are married. And some people, they're closeted supporters. We have a lot of those out there. As the polls have shown since I said we as a whole, as a people, we have closeted supporters that don't want to outright say who they support, or, they kind of go with the crowd. They move amongst the sheeple. They don't want to stir too many pots or kick a hornet's nest by saying, hey, I don't rock with this person for that reason.
Remind me of one of them little kids that, they go to the basketball game with 2 jerseys on. And then whichever
Whoever, that's what 50 Cent said, hey, I'm with the winner.
It actually kind of reminds me of like Drake and Kendrick, kind of similar. Some people were not messing with Kendrick before this. Now all of a sudden you call him PDF file, and now everybody want to be a K Dot fan. I mean, y'all don't even know who he was.
Right. And speaking of closeted supporters, you see the streams. Even if you hate them, because right now it's cool to hate Drake. Drake hate is fashionable right now. It's the new Dior sweater. Everyone wants to wear it. But privately, they don't want to rock out to that angry poetry all summer. They want some slaps. So who they gonna go to for that?
I mean, to wrap this up, do y'all agree with Stephen A. Odd Squad, or are you just saying he trying to skippity skip and hop and jump on to the winning team? What y'all think? Leave us a comment. Let us know what y'all think. For me, I don't really have a perspective on this right now. Baby, you got one.
Yeah, I'm happy he's
coming
making a
home.
comeback. He's not letting identity politics drive the car of his decision making anymore. He needs to be on the end where he is using common sense and actually being more informed before he make major decisions, like an election decision on whose politics he wishes to follow. I'm just happy he's coming home.
I am curious. I wish I could know if there was any interference from like a marketing perspective for social media around this. I think it'd be interesting to see the polls on that, because I would guess that there was more social media presence from the Democratic Party, probably more so than the Republican Party. I would be curious to know the studies of what actual means drove people to make their decision. Was it the in-person conversations? Was it social media? Was it YouTube? A lot of people are going to YouTube to get their news. Like, what part of digital media?
More so.
You think so?
I would say definitely. You have some YouTube commentators getting more views than CNN on certain topics. People are not going to traditional news anymore. It's the barbershop conversations, the commentary through social media. And of course, people are more political now than ever. YouTube analytics, looking at some of the views a lot of these folks are getting, speaking on these topics. Everyone's looking for alternative news outlets to give them truth in an unbiased manner. I believe Stephen A., like you said, I was misinformed. A lot of people didn't really do their research. Kind of like how you mentioned the Drake and Kendrick situation. No one broke down the battle and looked at exactly which candidate spoke to them and their point of views. They just went with what the popular crowd was screaming. So Stephen A. was moving with the sheeple.
Speaking of, to move on to our next topic, is TikTok. And it's getting banned. a lot of folks with non-transferable skills in, we'll call it TikTokology, might be out of a job. So we'll go ahead and roll that clip.
So really, the TikTok ban is set to come in a Sunday.
What's gonna happen on the night? You want to talk about it?
I'm going by the script.
That's why I said I was gonna shut up and let you go ahead and do that. Because I see it. You said the TikTok ban is set to happen on.
So if y'all watching on the time machine, it might already be banned, or be happy if you watching this on Monday and it's still there. Congrats.
You think it's gonna stick around?
I don't care.
All right, roll that clip.
TikTok set to take effect this Sunday.
Yeah, but Biden would have to act as soon as possible, and Trump doesn't take office until Monday. ABC's Rhiannon Alley breaks down the status of the ban.
Time running out for TikTok fans. The app appears to be on track to be banned in the U.S. this Sunday. The Supreme Court yesterday passed up a chance to intervene. Senator Tom Cotton has now blocked an attempt by Democrats to postpone the ban, saying no extensions, no concessions, and no compromises for TikTok.
Tom Cotton always
citing
pulling
national
up.
security concerns
I'm just
due
commenting.
to the
Tom
app's
Cotton always
Chinese
pulling up.
owner.
Guys, it's official. TikTok will be getting banned.
A law passed by Congress last year.
What is we
requires
gonna do?
TikTok's parent company ByteDance to
Go work
find
at
a buyer
McDonald's.
not controlled by a foreign adversary. But with no sale apparently imminent, Reuters reports TikTok is preparing to shut down U.S.
OnlyFans is still
operations,
popping.
saying users attempting to open the app will see a pop-up message directing them to a website with information about the ban. There could be one last hope for TikTok fans. President-elect Trump, who takes office Monday, is reportedly considering an executive order that would give TikTok's owner up to 90 more days to find a buyer. The New York Times reports TikTok CEO plans to attend Trump's inauguration. Trump's nominee for Attorney General on Capitol Hill yesterday declined to say whether the Justice Department would enforce the ban.
Will you commit to enforce that law on your first day when you are if you are confirmed?
Senator, as I discussed with you during our meeting, that is pending litigation within the Department of Justice.
Will you enforce that law?
I can't discuss pending litigation.
Still has time to intervene. Meanwhile, many TikTok users are now
How could he
turning to
ask
other
that?
apps like Rednote, but that too is owned by China. Rhiannon
I heard that's
ABC
popping.
News, New York.
I heard Red Note is popping. I don't know much about it, but I've just read a few things that was like, oh, Red Note's actually not that bad. On to the next thing. TikTok dies. Just like a job. Hey, you quit? Cool. Next person in that seat, they about to just do the same thing to that.
It's equivalent to what they gonna do. They're gonna keep pushing this out 90 days because nobody care about a government shutdown anymore. So this gonna be the new thing.
Yeah,
They
'cause
gonna
I'll be
shut down TikTok, y'all, if we don't get the government together.
Good luck.
Meanwhile,
past
OnlyFans.
But it's another example of how tone deaf our government is. But what's of all the things to be worried about? You guys want to shut down TikTok? All the stuff that could be really heavily discussed in government, TikTok is important.
That's just the start of it.
LA is on fire. Half my baby's college money is in Ukraine. My retirement plan is shot. Taxes through the roof. But you know what? Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to learn the latest dance because it's TikToxic. They got to get rid of it. That's important. Oh, and making sure that men who dress as women get to use women's lavatories in Congress. Those are things that are important.
So let's get into it. Is social media a Supreme Court issue now? What's the risk of having a massive platform owned by a state-controlled corporation outside the U.S.? Like, what is really the risk in that? Dane?
Todd, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's some scary stuff in there on how they track you.
Yeah, so
They want to be able to track you because they want to study American culture. That's why, if you notice, when TikTok came out, all of a sudden, you had K-pop went crazy. They had an answer for every American artist you could think of. They had their Usher, their Alicia Keys, and they all sounded like them too. they've used that as a resource to watch us, right? What makes that different than what Facebook has been doing for years? What's the difference?
Facebook
I'm
topic
just
will come up
saying,
for that next.
they definitely not trying to shut down Instagram. You know what I mean? Twitter ain't Twitter no more. It's X, you know.
Shut down Snapchat for a minute.
I mean, they
Snap
basically
was gonna
selling
get shut
drugs on
down.
Snapchat. Snapchat,
Allegedly.
I mean, they're being sued right now for that.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. But there is a lawsuit. There's a few lawsuits pending because of misappropriating the way they've been using it. You know, it's been used for other than social media. But they all track us one way or another. So the bottom line is, I feel like it's not so much as TikTok that they want to get rid of. I think they want to get rid of freedom of speech, and they're just starting with TikTok.
Yeah.
Platforms they control to a degree. Mark Zuckerberg came out and announced the pressure. They've leaked those files showing how he was partnered up with the government to censor. They just couldn't control TikTok. They couldn't stop them from dancing.
Yeah. I mean, he gave y'all blood type over to the government.
So I just can't wait to see how this play out. I don't think that it's gonna go anywhere personally, but it is definitely an attack on freedom of speech to a degree, because they don't really break down why exactly they want to get rid of TikTok.
They're just saying that your data is owned by an outside entity. Basically, they're saying you have too much information about Jem Jones.
Right.
You should know that she's a chick, her age, where she live at, and they even got stuff where they can track. Let's say I came from Instagram and then went to Facebook and then to TikTok. Depending on how it's set up, they do pass information. So they may know that 90% of people do that same pathway. And that's a problem because they're like, oh, cool. So we can go ahead and throw these ads in this path and sway a person to think a certain way. So I know that's what they're going with that. And that's why our next topic is big, because we're going to talk about, should kids be allowed on social media? And that's a big reason too, because they definitely don't know. Like, kids be goofy, but they definitely know how to swipe and do all the stuff on the iPad. I can't read, but can swipe.
What's 2 + 2? They can set up that page.
Mental health concerns among our youth. Some are wondering if social media should have an age limit.
Some lawmakers across the country are trying to put such an age limit in the books. WDAY News reporter Nick Broadway tells us about how that law would work and if a local psychologist thinks it would be an effective idea.
A new CDC report shows 1 in 3 teenage girls considered suicide in recent years, and some mental health experts say social media is partially to blame. Common Sense Media is recommending teens don't sign up for things like Snapchat or TikTok until they're at least 15. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley thinks they should be forced to wait until they're 16 and upload a photocopy of their ID to prove it. It's an idea he's calling the Mature Act, an idea more people are hearing about.
The more I think about it, the more I realize that there are pretty terrible people on the internet.
I was bullied over Facebook in high school. I understand where the law would come from. I honestly think it should be 18, not 16.
Gatekeeping, that's going to be a nightmare. I don't envy anyone in charge of that, and I don't see any teenagers being too happy about it either.
As social media users get younger, Stanford psychologist Caitlin Mickelson is seeing symptoms of anxiety and depression increase among youth. Knowing exactly how social media impacts youth is still uncharted territory in the world of psychology.
Okay, so also there was always bullying going on. It's just the amount of bullies who could get to you was the craziness about it. Back in the day, it used to actually be physical. I know we went to different types of schools, but something they used to do was the swirlies. Do y'all remember that? When people used to get swirlies?
That wasn't no real life thing for hood cats.
Yeah.
I'm
about to say, I'm about to hit you with some alleged. I got a whole allegedly for this one.
Because
I know what I've heard. I've seen a movie about it.
So if you've never seen it in real life or know what it is when you take somebody's head and you put their head and hair in the toilet bowl and you flush it. So they get all the juices, and it's usually people pee in it or whatever else. So you smell like that for the rest of the day. Now, I ain't experienced nothing like that. I have seen someone have that happen, like when they came out the bathroom. Typically, it would be dudes. It's just facts because people did it
Why
got
you ain't
suspended.
help?
Ain't no alleged. I went in the boys' bathroom. He came out. I mean, I know what it's. You know what poop smell like.
Oh my God. That's deep.
You see the wet hair, like they're just your head wet, and not the rest of your body. Come on.
Makes you understand why certain people do certain things that they do in certain school districts. It just wasn't
Yeah.
happening in ours.
Yeah.
It just wasn't gonna happen in ours. But
Too busy taking y'all chicks about the lives grown men, but then we ain't gonna get into that. Like, it's a similar sentiment. He was talking about who has the gatekeeping. Who wants to do that? I'd be happy to do that if I get paid. You know how much money that person gonna get paid to create these rumors? Sign me up. I want that job.
but it's also called parenting.
That's a bag. What you mean? Nah, y'all ain't gotta have no parents. Let me watch your kids not do what they supposed to do. Hit that button. Jimmy,
Better not bring
13.
your kids.
It's
Gonna be
idea
Gucci.
to watch on Pornhub, as they call it now, on the internet. What you think about every time you got a little itch that you need to scratch from a tech perspective, that you got to upload your resume or your photo ID every time that you need to go to Pornhub.
They ain't gonna do that, but make people do what they did back when we were younger, anyways, which is when they used to just download it, so they ain't got to do it no more. They just record it on their screen or whatever.
Now your physical mailbox is being
Napster.
spammed. Now they just
I'm not
mailing you
saying like
stuff.
that. You got screen recording on your phone, so you find the video you want, you just record it and save it. They may get your ID one time, but people just figure out ways to save the video. They can do that, but I just don't think, and y'all can tell me because you're dudes, but I just don't see a man upload his ID every single time.
Heck no,
I
they
just don't. He gonna save 5 videos and go through them.
Or people gonna pay what that $5.99 to look for Cash Me Outside.
And people got OnlyFans
listen.
on top of that. I don't gotta do all that. Like, so yeah. Do I think kids under 18 should be allowed to post on the internet? Absolutely not. Back in the day, you couldn't have a Facebook unless you had a college email address. So yeah, there's stuff that you couldn't do. And then what was it called? Black Planet? Is that what that used to be called? I don't even know if you could make one of those if you weren't 18.
I don't know.
I don't think you could. There's a lot of rules, a lot of openness that people
what
have
I-
now.
what
They
I
didn't
do
have back in
know-
the day when the internet was newer.
Right. But what I do know is, as a parent, that rule was set in my house. Nobody was going to be on social media under the age of 16.
But when you were a kid.
I'm talking about some of my kids. I was grown at 12. I had common sense early on. I had a mama that didn't play. I was a grown man. You know what I mean? At least that's the way we thought of ourselves. But our maturity level is way different than these kids. Those parameters were set. It starts in your home. I don't need the government telling me what my kids can and can't do. I'm already establishing that. That's already laid out. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, we had to wait to get on the internet and stuff too. We didn't have phones that we could walk around with and tablets and stuff like that, to be fair.
Yeah, but it started getting a little faster.
Well,
You know
does it
what I mean?
sound-
That only was like for maybe a year or two. That wasn't too long. After that, it was like, we sick of this. What's up? It proved it. But my thing is, I feel like they going about it the wrong way. It's kind of like you got truant kids that don't want to go to school. You can say, hey, kids, we're going to catch you and lock you up. They like, well, we just going to find a place y'all can't catch us. Then they talk to the parents. The parents get fined. The parents have to go to court and speak on why their child wasn't in school and all that sort of stuff, right? So why not go to the parents on this now? Listen, we want to set the parameter that we don't want anybody on social media. I'll say 17 because 17 is that so-called consensual age in most states where they're considered somewhat grown. When they turn 17, you can upload the ID if you want to, or maybe they will have you sign off as a parent. I just feel like it starts at home with your parents. Like,
Okay.
you need a senator to tell you what's right.
They do because they mama not at home. They mama out with their boyfriend. And from what I understand,
Hey.
sometimes their parents aren't home or their parents are working and they got one parent who's working and they never see their parent. So, I mean, they on TikTok.
Right. And on a personal level, I don't think a child under 15 should have a phone. To me, it just doesn't make sense. Where are you going that you need a phone at 10 and 11, 12? Now, don't get me wrong. You got a lot of kids who, mom and dad aren't getting along very well. So they don't want to talk to mom. They want to call the child or whatever. But that's just me. I don't think, because if the kid don't have a cell phone, that slows down the wanting to be on social media. They probably go to their cousin's house or something and jump on their stuff, or, I don't know, or the 8-year-old that want to play Roblox. They go on somebody else's tablet if folks don't download it on theirs, or if they don't have. But if you start limiting the exposure of what these kids can get themselves into, they don't have a phone, then that's just one less thing you really got to worry about.
True.
I'm
For
gonna get a
me,
hat and make outside great again.
wow, that's actually a good hat. We should get merch with that.
There you go.
Yeah, we should do merch with that. For kids, it should be like GDPR. Like Europe has standards. If we use their data, we have to dispose of it a certain way. We should have stuff that, whether it's in America or internationally, has to abide by said rules. So maybe that's a solution somewhat towards that, like where we can know what are they taking that, a kid was tracked to potentially be on it. So that's just me. I do think there should be an age limit on social media, but squad, what y'all think? Leave us a comment. Let us know. Do you think there should be an age limit, or it's cool the way it is? Why are we trying to overregulate? Let us know in the comments. So the next thing that we have is hide your kids, hide your drip. This is out of Euclid, Ohio. A former school staff member faces accusations of gross misconduct. He-Mans, you got that video cue for us?
Wow.
So, full disclosure, we must say allegedly with anything we have in this, because we definitely don't condone convictions in the court of public opinion. But as a community, we need to stay vigilant as we talk about these things.
Former Euclid teacher and coach accused of sex crimes against a student. 19 investigator Kelly Kennedy discovered the alleged victim was just a young teenager at the time. She spoke with parents who were furious they weren't notified about the horrifying allegations sooner.
Sources have confirmed to 19 News that former Noble Academy Cleveland teacher and coach Amanda Polsner is accused of unlawful sexual conduct with a minor. Now, Polsner was employed here at the academy up until her arrest in December. But the parents want to know why the school waited more than a month to notify them.
School is not to be trusted at this point.
Juwan Alexander was shocked when he found out his son's former math teacher was accused of heinous crimes.
My older boy, he had her as a 5th grade math teacher, and my son that's in the 7th grade, he had her as a 5th grade math teacher also. And we would never think that something like this would transpire. It's just unbelievable.
Alexander still has 2 kids at the school, a 2nd grader and a 7th grader. Court records show Euclid police arrested 34-year-old Amanda Polsner on December 4th.
I confronted the school and pulled my kids. As of today, they won't be going tomorrow. And we have to figure out what we're going to do moving forward.
19 News reached out to the K-8 school Thursday afternoon. A spokesperson told us they fired the teacher in December. About an hour after 19 News broke this story, the school sent out this email notifying some parents about the incident more than 6 weeks later.
Do you feel like the school district really dropped the ball with this?
They really did drop the ball this time, and very disappointed. I'm angry. And I'm also nervous because this is serious, and you guys waited until, everybody else found out to even try to send out an email.
The former educator is charged with several felonies, including unlawful sexual conduct with a minor, gross sexual imposition, and sexual battery. According to court documents, the victim was one of Polsner's students. Investigators say the crimes occurred between 2017 and 2019. And court documents show some of the alleged
5 years ago
crimes happened at the school, in the
6 years
locker
ago?
room, and on the bus. The school told us they take safety very seriously. They also said there's no evidence to indicate that anything happened after 2019 or that any other students were involved.
So they would have been
From
like
back
18 by now.
on
then.
January
Okay.
28th. I'm Kelly Kennedy, 19.
So they're 18 now. They were like,
Man.
because that goes up. Does Noble Academy go up to 8th grade? Is that what it said? It's got to
I
be like
believe so,
up to
man.
8th grade.
And
So
shout out to my dog Jawan too. That's my guy. We play football together for Glenville.
So Dane, what's your drip on this, especially from a risk perspective?
The sad part about it is that there's two sides to this. One side is, hey, we let the parents know. We inform them that this is not tolerated. But by doing that, you spike outrage, panic. You're going to have 1,000 people that want to know. They're going to look at the principal. They're going to look at all the teachers. The other side is that people should be informed about this. It shouldn't have to come down to a former student finally saying something, even though they probably already was informed about it and probably moved on it. But this is nothing new. You run into this all the time with inappropriate relationships between staff and students. So as a parent, on the parent side of it, I'm moving like Joanne. I want my kids out of there ASAP. I want to know what you guys are doing. When is the next town hall meeting? What does the investigation look like? How many kids were affected by this? I need to know all of that because my children was amongst this madness. I got a lot of questions that hopefully you all have answers for. We spend so much time covering and not enough time informing.
Yeah, I think they did the right thing because it's high risk leaving her being a math teacher, leaving her in there to continue being a part of their culture. I think they did the right thing by getting her out. Is if you are a parent and it took them 6 weeks to let y'all know, what else ain't this school telling y'all? And what's
6
the
weeks.
standards for?
They said 2016 to 2019.
No, I
Oh,
meant they did that. They suspended her, and then 6 weeks later, they let the families know. That's what I mean. As soon as you suspended her, within 48 hours, something should have came out about her.
Yeah, but I mean, if it was to come out, it was going to have to be direct to parents.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I mean. They didn't get nothing till 6 weeks later.
Right. And as an educator and as a person who was head of a PTA myself, I've always been the newsletter guy. We're going to put it in the newsletter.
Newsletter?
You got to word it a certain way, of course. Details will be coming out, but we had to dismiss a staff member. So you kind
I'm
of
saying you ain't gonna be like, hey, we had to let go
No,
of
no,
Miss Whatever. She about to get up in court.
The snowball starts small before it gets bigger. But people get prepared for it if they know it's coming. And that's how you have to move on certain things like this. As a community, nobody feels left out because that's some serious information. And it's something that's becoming more and more common. So the fact that we're not tolerating, okay, we heard about it and we immediately got rid of that person. And my hopes is Noble Academy did do some sort of meeting to where they might have had an assembly with the kids to inform them. Staff members no longer with us.
I don't think that they didn't tell anybody nothing for 6 weeks.
And that's the problem. You always send home the notices. The information has to trickle down because it is an investigation. People aren't guilty until they're proven guilty. So, there's a certain way you have to move in this situation. It's a very sensitive situation, but you want your students to understand because the rumor mill is going to hit before have y'all, because the kids, if kids notice anything, they notice when the staff member is no longer there. Right. And kids talk faster and get information out even quicker than any news can. So all it took is that one kid to go on Facebook and say, my sister got touched by such and such, or you heard about such and such. So you got to get ahead of that. That's all I'm saying.
Makes sense. So what you probably missed, that's what we're going to go into. We're going to move a little bit into politics. So just to get it a little bit off of the heavy in that way, because that's very heavy. And once again, it's alleged because at this point, it's until proven guilty. Charges have not been provided. A verdict has not been provided yet.
The reason why it's heavy in the first place is because it's heavy. in the first place. So that's what's going on. Is that allegedly the HIV was involved, and that is the whole reason for this whole thing in the first place.
Okay,
What?
so something that they did not
Yeah.
talk about, and it's well,
Yeah.
we will link an article then, because I actually have not seen anything substantial that says that that is the case. Do you have an article that represents that though? Because I don't want to be spreading rumors.
That ain't rumors. That's just Facebook.
Wow, we do it
Tractable.
right. So apparently through Facebook, HIV was transmitted through this situation, which if that is the case, that is terrible. And that should be something of not just a regular charge because you basically try to kill a kid. But I see about that person, so I wasn't going to say anything. Keen to answer, you got something?
Heavy.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and talk these politics. Like I said, with Mexico's president, I'm gonna mess up her last name, but it's Claudia Sheinbaum, and it's
Ball. Shine ball.
Sorry.
Shining ball, y'all.
Introducing
Shining
tariffs on Chinese imports as a strategic move to align with the new U.S. administration, aka Trump coming in with tariffs. Then I'm about to do something too. So we're gonna go ahead.
And now moving to North America, has unveiled new tariffs on foreign goods that would especially impact popular Chinese retailers such as Shein. And the newly issued taxes, which came into effect on Wednesday, have been implemented to strengthen the surveillance of products from Asia. Now, according to the Mexican government, a 19
Is that really her
tariff will
last
be
name? Because that's
imposed
ironic.
on goods coming in via couriers, companies from countries that do not have an international treaty with Mexico. And even if there is one, the same tax will be applied to products whose value exceeds $1. Meanwhile, a 17% duty will be levied on goods entering via courier firms from the United States and Canada. And if their value is more than $50 but less than $117. Notably, Mexico does not have an international trade deal with China, where Timu.
Oh.
I just know.
What is it called? She?
In fact, so
Is it
Mexico
she?
has a free trade agreement with the United States and
Yeah, you
Canada.
talking about the
that aims to
store,
benefit
and her name is She.
I just know my man heard the news before anybody.
Incoming President Donald Trump, who will take the office this month, has already warned Mexico of reciprocal tariffs over issues like illegal
You ain't right.
immigration and drug smuggling.
I look at the outlook with regard to tariffs and the imposition of tariffs. Clearly, there is a negotiation going on before this administration even takes its reins at the controls in order to try to morph conditions in the direction they would like to see it go. With Mexico and Canada, that was suggested relating to the flow of migrants across the border and the flow of drugs across the borders. So clearly, there's some evidence here that it's not just about trade; it's about using trade as a means to accomplish something this administration would like to see happen, which is to slow the tide of illegal immigration across the border, as well as slow the tide of illicit drugs across the borders.
Meanwhile, Mexico says the new taxes will help fight against abusive practices in the country and protect jobs. The new guidelines impacting e-commerce companies comes weeks after President Claudia Sheinbaum increased import tariffs to as much as 35% on clothing. These products include dresses, shirts, blankets, curtains, tents, as well as awnings. Mexican officials said the move was aimed at preventing the import of products that evade taxes. However, industry experts believe the presidential decree could disrupt Mexico's duty deferral program. The program allows foreign companies to import goods tax-free into Mexico for manufacturing, assembling, and packaging, and then directly sell them to American companies. E-commerce giants like Shein and Temu, which are direct competitors to America's Walmart and Amazon, and are famous for their affordable apparel, are now vulnerable to these high tariffs.
All I know is my man had to keep moving his head to keep balance. What was about to happen with these tariffs?
Yeah, I think Jim Jones, I think her laptop done died. She ain't plugged it.
Lord.
We're gonna see if she make it back.
She emerged back on the scene.
Mm-hmm. But until then, we gonna have a little bit of drip for our people.
But yeah, so all right. So my take on that situation is, can you hear me?
You gonna have to pause for a second.
Wake up to a rhythm smooth and tight. Morning sun gonna set things right. Coffee steam like a dream takes a flight. Our daily drip show ready to ignite. Say, get my likes up, no time to stop. Get my likes up all the way to the top. Say, get my likes up, feel the groove. Get my likes up, make it smooth. Show me a world where laughter's free. Every note is a key to harmony. Shake those hips like a sweet melody. Our daily drip show, let it be. Say, get my likes up, no time to stop. Get my likes up all the way to the top. Say, get my likes up, feel the groove. Get my likes up, make it smooth. Lonely days gonna fade away. In this show we find our way. Raise your hands, let's start to sway. Our daily drip show here to stay. Step by step we conquer the sky. With every light we touch the high. In our hearts we keep the fire alive. Our daily drip show keeps us alive. Say, get my likes up, no time to stop. Get my likes up all the way to the top. Say, get my likes up, feel the groove. Get my likes up, make it smooth.
She ain't even do her mic yet. She
Yeah.
all that dancing.
Yeah. I just hope y'all, yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the sweet sounds of
Can
Manny
you hear
Slick,
me?
the Day Drippers.
You can hear me now, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
now.
Okay, so now that other mic is working, the one he wanted to use. Get my
Right.
likes up. It's a bop.
Yeah. Manny Slick and the Day Drippers.
I well, we got more of them coming.
Yeah, that's the in-house band, y'all.
Let's see. We got likes the
Yeah.
way we want them.
You heard it here
Y'all
first.
click that.
Wait till y'all get the soundtrack. Drip on that. Hey.
Are we going through the soundtrack?
Hey, turn that down. Hold on. We can't let that play. Yeah. Matter of fact, if y'all like that, get y'all likes up, and we'll
Hit that
make sure
subscribe
we-
button.
Yeah, subscribe, y'all. We'll hit you guys with some nice tunes later. Can't
Maybe
give
we
it
should do
all
that
to
for
you
when we hit
first.
milestones. We drop a song.
I'm with that. Because Manny Slick and the Day Dripper said they got some things. We got a lot of different sounds and tunes for you guys. Just stay in tune, stay in pocket with us.
Get our likes up and hit that subscribe button.
Yes.
Turn on that bell so you can get notifications when stuff coming.
You subscribe, drip, we will provide. It's really that simple. All right. So we were talking about the tariff attack on Temu and Shein.
Mom. It's ironic that that's her name and that's the company with all them cheap Chinese clothes.
Okay,
Getting to it.
So why is it significant coming from Mexico? of all places, and even from a tech perspective or a risk perspective. So why is the tariff attacks significant?
Nah, you tell us what it is based on a quality of service perspective.
We love to hear that from you, Cash.
Yeah, we love to hear that from you. Cash is
Come on, Cash. Come on through, Cash.
Money,
No,
cash.
I mean-
money, cash. What?
Okay, no, I mean, this is not my show, but I come in from the side, sometimes when I'm laying
Look,
down.
we ask him one
Pause.
thing, Dame. One thing. That's how we should say Diddy from
No,
Melbourne.
it's crazy because as far as the service is being provided to the United States, right? Mexico's playing ball, and what they plan is a proxy tariff war is by way of Mexico saying, you know what? Better you than me. So let me go ahead and put these on you, because if not, Big Brother gonna put these on me. So you gonna take this 25, unless you gonna take that 225 from, and you ain't gonna never get your stuff in there, because Mexico, a lot of stuff is outsourced to Mexico when it comes to automobiles, when it comes to tech, when it comes to customer service. Everybody's in Tijuana doing these things. A lot of, if you call them cable companies or whatever else, they right across the border and paying significantly less, but still making a great living on that side. So is it good from a service perspective for Mexico? Yeah. And if they don't do it, guess what's gonna happen? They gonna get slapped with one of them things too. Get my tariffs up all the way to the top.
And they like, she can afford it.
Quiet
They've been
mind.
getting over for the longest anyways. Half a penny chopsticks for
Do you think it's high risk on America to put their nuts on the table like this?
America has been the whipping boy of the world for the longest when it comes to stuff like this between imported goods. They owe us money. So folks is like, we're going to overcharge them for what they did to the coke crush. If you understand the meaning when I say that.
You have to let people know what you mean by that.
I knew what you meant. You ain't got to go no further. It's a whole show called Snowfall.
That wasn't where I was going.
Right, exactly.
That's what I thought you was going with.
Cold Crush was a record label from the 80s. A lot of their artists got ripped off. That's basically how America was. We were open to do business with any and everybody, and folks were getting over on us because we felt like we were the land of milk and honey, and we can afford to let them get over on us in order to keep business going as usual. Now there's a new sheriff back in town for the second time, and he's saying, I'm going to police this a little differently, and they owe us. So we going to get that money back in tariffs. Shein made billions. It ain't a baby mama alive that ain't got a Shein something in their closet, some stretch pants, some something. So it's big business, and they don't want to lose us as customers. So they're going to do whatever they got to do to get their products into this country.
That's because nobody else consumes like us, right?
We are big consumers. We buy. That's what we do best. And you heard what the other guy said. The guy, he don't do coke. He just like the smell of it, allegedly. He was talking about how they're actually getting stuff in through shipping, illegally. And that could very well be the situation as well. I mean, it could help curb a lot of that stuff. Because a lot of things that come into the country that we really have no knowledge of how it's getting here. We just know that they use different transportations, highways and byways when it comes to shipping stuff. Nobody knows how. It's a shipment container coming through Mexico. It ain't just sweatshirts in there. That's what homeboy was saying. He like, it's some other things going on. So if you slap some tariffs on that, naturally they're going to make sure everything is where it needs to be. They don't want any extra problems where somebody might say shipments had some things in there that shouldn't have been in there. I think I had another tariff on top of the tariff. So good bit, and it's good business too when you think about it. Who needs who more?
We gonna find out. We gonna find out.
That part.
Man, don't nobody need no more rainbow clothes.
That's just you not buying it. They make a lot of money. Like
For real.
If you were to poll people
That's because everybody got to buy a new one every 3 weeks because it's getting holes in it and stuff. Like, just buy one good quality garment versus
people.
They don't got time to save up for the $10. They trying to get this for the $3. They get the
Listen,
fishnets for the $3. I don't got time to be waiting on the shiny ones for the 10.
I-
I can just get 2 3s and 6.
I got
and 10.
I got a daughter who ordered a bunch of stuff from Shein that came in like a couple days ago. I'm talking 7 blouses and 8 pairs of pants. And she spent probably $40. It's posing, daddy, look at me. And I'm like, wow. And the stuff looked expensive. So right now, there is a woman somewhere dancing in the clubs from the hat to the socks. And she's going to get affected by this tariff. They need us, pardon the French, but they need that drip. They need that cheap drip to come through the way it's been coming through. This proxy war with these tariffs is going to get very interesting, but watch how folks really clean up their act. There won't be no extra stuff coming in that shipment container. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I think the drip I'm giving out is they going to amp up the digital marketing, like how they target Americans to buy other stuff. Because instead of you being able like 8 blouses, 3 pairs of pants, that is 11 different items. Now with tariffs, they might not be able to afford the 11. They going to get 6.
The price of the brick is
Yeah.
definitely going up.
So
Definitely.
because of that, they're going to have to target more people who are try to leverage technology. Maybe find who I need to bring in who's never had Shein before. They do that with the whole referral code thing. I think Temu does that with the referral code. Oh, you get 3 items free. Yeah, because they know that.
to get a few more suckers. I mean, customers. Okay.
Right.
And
But
so
let's
I
be
think they're
honest
going to
about
amp.
it.
That's going to be
But
amped up, like the
let's
hype
be
around
honest.
it.
At the end of the day, they're going to hype up their prices a little bit. Folks are not going to bat an eyelash because it's still going to be cheaper than the other more expensive items that they want that they can go on Shein and see like, oh, look, they got a shirt just like that shirt. So they're still going to make money. I mean, it's the name of the game. It's kind of like how Gap used to be back in the day. Gap used to be somewhat cheap. And then you woke up one day and Gap was very expensive. And you was like, whoa. And then they brought you Old Navy. You know what I mean? Shein is Gap and Old Navy all rolled into one. They just gonna boost the price. They got the customer base. So people gonna be mad, but they still gonna spend the money. I've seen it happen too many times.
Do y'all be buying Shein? Do y'all be buying Temu? You find some fire. Let us know how much you normally spend. That I would like though. I don't buy from there, but I would love to know what y'all think. Walgreens is reporting that locking up products is the best way to prevent shoplifting, but it actually might drive paying customers away. Squad, definitely want to know what y'all think about it. Make sure y'all drop that comment. If you see a comment you like that somebody else put, hit that like button. Okay, so as this video is coming up, I'll give a little story about my Walgreens experience, which I don't care if they go out of business. I don't care. I'm saying it. I was hot. I went to get a prescription the other day. It's just ointment. It's nothing big and bad. It
Ointment.
wasn't even for me, but okay. Okay, it's not for me.
You bumper. Now go ahead.
I went to go pick up a prescription. It was not for me. It was just an ointment. And
I got you.
You don't want to
Y'all
get a.
y'all are rude. And so I called and was like, hey, patient is so and so. I was trying to get a hold of somebody. 30 minutes on hold, right? When it comes back, you know, like hold comes back and like you can hear in the background, like a person is gonna pick up. They didn't pick up, they just hold. 30 minutes. To the point where I was doing something else. So I had to call back again. I finally get someone. I said, please don't put me on hold. I just need to know is a prescription there. They look it up. No, it's not. Great. Just waste an hour of my time. Message who I needed to so they can message what's going on. The doctor tells them it'll be there in an hour. Cool. Call again. Nobody even answers. They just let the shit ring. Ring, ring. Nobody, no background noise. They just sent that to voicemail. They didn't even care no more. They just sent it to voicemail.
Dang.
Like no human. I would have felt better with an answer machine, but whatever. So I'm hot. Next morning, I'm there when they open. I'm at the drive-through waiting on
What's
them.
the gut cream?
And I said, hey, what's going on with this? Oh, it's not ready yet. I said, okay, so look, I was on hold for like a whole hour yesterday. It's unacceptable. I just need to.
My ass itch.
It's not for me. No, it's not for me. It's not for me.
It is, bitch.
It's not for me. So I go and Blade's like, oh, it was busy. And so I'll say, okay. When can I expect for it to be ready so I could go pick it up? She said, we'll text you. Okay. Now, look, the service at this point is just subpar. Technology, any of this is ridiculous. I leave and I kid you not, within an hour. Guess what the text message told me? Just guess.
The asthma last wasn't ready.
It's
Yes, this was itching that day.
It's out of stock. Oh, I gotta go back. It's tell them that they can't even get the cream. They can't even get the ointment. This was a couple of days ago. I have heard nothing from the automated system.
Somebody stole all of the butt flesh.
So I Googled what was in the actual ointment and I was able to just make it myself essentially and give it to you. So it was able to be made at home. So obviously it's not butt cream, but whatever.
Well, it won't stop. She wins it. She said, I got
wow.
I'm about to go in the kitchen right now.
I
All
can't say
need
it.
is-
Anyways, I was just trying to give a nice story. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's watch the video.
No, we got your story after this.
I got you.
Walgreens CEO Tim Wentworth says the company's added security efforts to prevent theft, like locking up your favorite items behind glass doors, have backfired over the years. The revelation coming during an earnings call with investors this week, as he called the pharmacy giant's anti-theft strategies largely ineffective.
It's a hand-to-hand combat battle still, unfortunately, but it does impact how sales work through the store.
Wait, look at his face. Like his face. I'm about to get that for show.
We know exactly who got all the ass cream.
One sheet, grab balance. Well, ordinary, pretty conclusively.
After reporting a more than 50% increase in lost inventory in 2020
They
and
have them in the hood
2021,
all the time.
the company invested in added security, including
Welcome.
security guards in some stores. Now, Wentworth says Walgreens is renewing its focus on customer experience while balancing it with anti-theft efforts. Wentworth did not go into details about the new anti-theft efforts, only saying the drugstore chain is taking creative steps to address retail theft and improve customer experience. Despite the challenges with anti-theft policy, the pharmacy giant outperformed first quarter earnings expectations. Wentworth attributed the better than expected numbers to a revamped focus on customers' needs and expanding on.
There it is.
I gotta pause it real quick.
Nah, but I was about to say something. It's a
I
reason
stole
why.
the ointment and I need cash now.
Called J.G. Wentworth. He got the ice cream now. I was thinking that too. I have an itchy sphincter and I need cream now. Coffee Wentworth. He locked it down right now. No, but can you imagine the old lady coming in there, baby? Listen, I done hit this bell 11 times. I need somebody to come get the ass for cream for me. It hurts when I sit.
But look, they tell her that they're out of stock.
We out of stock. Well, what the hell is that on the shelves?
Well, like,
That's
they
just
don't
an
even tell her-
advertisement box, ma'am.
But they don't tell her what is coming in.
Where will it be in? 'Cause my ass is on fire, baby.
Right, baby, now I gotta go get some witch hazel.
Just go to CVS. Go to Costco. Go to
The
CVS.
doctor is the hip hop fan. Who is Craig Mack? He said my ass looked like him.
You gotta finish this video.
Rest in peace, Craig Mack, too.
Offerings of health and wellness products. The company says the strategic closures of some stores also helped with improved performance. Wentworth
Right.
also revealed Walgreens
course.
plans to close around 450 additional underperforming stores this year.
That's a lot of
and
stores.
further improve its
In the
line
hood.
of health and wellness products. The company reportedly operates more than 8,000 stores in the U.S. and Puerto Rico. For more on this story, you can download the Straight Arrow News mobile app.
She said 8,000 stores.
The thing is, what really improved was the
So
customer.
close almost 6% of their stores.
The store is getting the most theft, which a lot of them are in the hood, and a lot of them, I think, was in California.
How do you think
You
he
quote-
reduced the risk? Do you feel like he can salvage this, or is it too late?
No, he just closed up stores. If you close up the stores, you're not spending any money stocking the shelves. So of course they had record earnings. They had less to work with. You get what I'm saying?
I used to work in retail. I'll never forget. I saw these old people. When I say older people, I mean they were like in their 80s. At least they looked like they were in their 80s. Sliding jeans in between the newspaper. They had like a newspaper and it was like sliding jeans in between the newspaper. It was crazy.
Let me check out your Wall Street Journal. Bring it here.
So imagine being 80 now, right?
I
That
know
means
you
that
go.
you might have retired at 50, 55.
Mm-hmm.
Your pension might have been $1,000 a month and enough to live on. You don't get cost of living increases. When you retired, gas was 99 cents a gallon, maybe 5 cents a gallon. Now
Right.
gas is $3 on average, $4 on average. Them jeans might as well be Prada jeans that you're trying to steal up out of Walmart.
And this was years ago. It was
I'm-
before the
even if
whole
it was years
inflation
ago.
situation.
Nah,
just
it's
I'm
even
pretty
worse
sure you
now.
wasn't working in the 90s.
No,
So
I'm
it was-
far too young for that.
All right.
They keep tips. Mrs. Butterworth's rolled up is plain.
It was crazy too. Just casually at the jeans, laid them in there. I'm like, that's somebody granddad. It was
Yeah.
and grandma.
Did
They
you
in
get-
there
did you get-
together.
Did you get them football tackled?
You know what? It took me a minute to even process. Because you have your own biases. I didn't think old people stuff.
I was like, maybe they need it.
Right. Meanwhile, I'm the fool in the back, like, hey, y'all, they caught the Stonewash couple.
I called the people. I think I might have saw them do that.
Did y'all arrest the hard cut lovers?
The boot cut crew.
I couldn't even wrap my mind around. Because like I said, bias wise, especially back then, I was,
Right.
like super young and just casually,
I be walking up on them like, what kind of faded romance is this? Like, what?
in this day and age, don't walk up on nobody. Don't walk up on nobody.
Young fella, mind your business. Put down the Levi's and walk.
They were Levi's.
What else was they gonna be?
Put down the Levi's, old man River. Not that serious.
Jordache. Like,
In the 80s, it would have.
Have y'all ever seen people stealing? Did you say something where you was like, hey, for the culture, I don't even care. Go ahead, old man. Take them Levi's. Take 2 for me.
I've been upset many a days in the store actually buying polo, and then you got people stealing it and aggressively stealing, and they stealing whack stuff too. The thieves are terrible. Like, we need this.
I was in the store still in the polo with the dude with the homeboy on the back.
Big Horse, getting all of the Big Horse t-shirts. Like, nobody want. It's a 4XT on sale for like $20. Why are you stealing that?
Polo assassinations. You know what I'm talking about?
Nah. When what? Assassination day. Like, how you get caught with that?
Well, you got to worry about that. Walgreens, they locking it up. So have y'all experienced locked up products? Honestly, I've actually, until nowadays, only experienced that in the hood. Now, y'all getting the hood experience. And they tracking y'all around the store. You come in the door, They track y'all through and they track y'all out. They watching you.
They like,
Believe
you
that.
came in a little bit heavier than you
Okay.
left.
Now I'm ready to tell my story.
Okay,
I
here
can
we
confess
go.
now. All right. So
Confess.
I will say how I got
Come on.
affected by the locked up stuff. I live in a very nice area. So places I went far as Walgreens, they're not as locked up, but you will see in certain urban areas, a lot of stuff is locked up. I remember one night I stopped in there. I just wanted to get some toothpaste, you know,
Ointment.
and
That hydrocortisone.
Maybe for my teeth.
I didn't
It's
say,
some of the
I
same
didn't,
too.
I didn't say gum ointment for my gums. I said toothpaste. My daughter liked a certain toothpaste that Walgreens sells. Stopped there to get it. Some young people that worked there looked at me and kept right on walking. So I screamed F y'all and walked out of there. I was pissed. As far as understanding why the sales might actually be affected, the biggest thing he said, they went in on boosting their customer service. Because that's the biggest issue. It's the inability of people to really service people in a timely manner. You go into those places for convenience, they have everything. Why the hell y'all can't just have somebody come there within the first 2 minutes? If you see somebody walking in, there should be somebody looking to see if that person needs to be serviced.
I mean,
Now they got
they do that at places like Best Buy where you have to greet whoever's coming in within a certain amount of time. They got them the stores. Hey, do you need anything? I see you looking at.
I've had to unlock one of those counters. And to answer your question, I see you. I don't want to come over there. But I see you. I feel you. But I can't reach you.
Can't reach you.
So that's when y'all got the daddy, where's the
My
toothpaste?
business.
We gonna go to Walmart because they ain't locked everything up. And the Blue Jean Gestapo might be in there stealing, so we might be able to get
It's a bad customer experience. They bringing people up and they got to stop ringing to go open a box
Man,
and then let you not want the product. Now you got to buy the product because you feel bad that person had to stop and come unlock the stupid box. It's just ridiculous.
right. And as a consumer that actually got some money and plan on buying something, that's an experience that's annoying. Like, why am I being treated like I'm going to steal this? So it's a lot of things that go through your mind in those settings when you got everything just locked up like that. Like, don't nobody want to shop somewhere where everything is in a box. And just less than a year ago, you can go right in there,
Hurry up
grab
and
you
buy
some Q-tips, get your candy in one aisle, get the deodorant in the other aisle, and you ringing out, you out of there in less than 6 to 8 minutes. Now you in there in 5 minutes.
If I go into a store and they got everything locked up, I'm walking right on out. I don't got time for this.
Because
Pod
personally,
Squad, y'all shop place that they lock them up, let us know.
is your store locked up?
Let
Your
us know in the
neighborhood?
comments.
Are your
And what
Walgreens
city
out of
you're in.
ice cream? Talk about it in the comments.
It wasn't.
It wasn't butt cream. You sure?
No.
Blink
No,
twice if it
wasn't.
was butt cream.
Okay.
1 blink, 2 blinks, 3, 4, 5.
You about to float away. She's fluttering.
Drop your drip in the
Alright.
comments, y'all. Hey, fam, thanks for tuning into our daily drip. If you are feeling the vibe, make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and officially join the Odd Squad, our daily drip squad. I'm waiting for you to hit the subscribe button.
Break the button.
All right. Looking for that late night drip? Stay tuned for our Patreon, where you'll get bonus spicy content. We just gave y'all a little sprinkle today, but we got more coming on Patreon. Until next time, keep sipping and dripping. Ready to roll the camera? All right. Pretty soon we'll have y'all up here. Anyways, with that being said, we are out of here. Dame, you got anything?
Nothing at this moment, but bang that like button. You know, hit that subscribe button as many times as possible. Tell a friend and tell a friend and tell a friend that it's them again. It's gonna be dripping.
All right. We gonna vibe out right now. We're just gonna vibe out.
Raindrops our embrace. In the storm we find our way, navigating each new day. Every trial
We vibing. We vibing.
through the chaos.
Oh, you muted like a mud. That's why I'm vibing.
Daily trip we overflow,
Produce the bass.
pouring truths that make us glow.
We vibing.
Raindrop rhythm
Take that. Take that.
That's enough. I'm unmuting myself for that one. We're not taking that.
It's that daily but nightly trip.
And what is that?
Right. Yeah. Sound like you need to take something. You might have the wrong kind of drip going on. Come on, we late night dripping. Like, wait a minute. You need to go to the clinic.